Greta, thank you so much for coming and speaking to me at Fuel. And Fuel is all about people learning from others' experiences. And I'm going to be honest with you, I had a telephone call from a very good friend of mine, and she said, Di, please see if you can get Greta Yaxley to come and do an interview, because she is just so inspiring. She was only 11 years old when she won MasterChef, and the kids are going to love her. And I got on Google and found you and researched, and I was like, oh, wow, I wish I could even cook a piece of toast as good as what you do. Well done.
Oh, thank you so much, Di. That's so kind of you.
No, so this happened in what year was it that you won MasterChef?
This was in 2011.
Okay, so a few years have gone past since then.
Yes.
But I've got a few questions about your experience, because it's something that many of us will never get to experience. And the first thing I've got to ask you is, where did you get your passion and love for cooking?
Well, honestly, ever since I can remember, I've always loved cooking. I started when I was really young with my mum and my dad and my grandpa, and originally, with mum, just making lots of sweets and biscuits, and then
Oh, I want your mum. Yum.
And then with dad helping out on the barbecue, and one of my first memories of cooking with dad is I had some lamb on the barbecue, and then typical Australian, and I put it on, and then all the flames came up, and I was like, wow.
Oh, at least you went, wow. The last time flames went up like with me, I had to get the fire extinguisher and do something about it. So your cooking is coming from your family, and what I love hearing is that must be a quality family time for you.
Yeah, I really felt like it was. I was coming home from school so excited to come home and bake some biscuits with mum, and then maybe have out with dinner with dad, and then when I went up to see my grandpa, I'd helped plate up some of the food, which is always very exciting. So
these are memories that you've got for the rest of your life of special times with your family, just from cooking.
Definitely.
I love that.
Even things down to birthdays, all the birthday cakes is my favourite thing, my duty to bake them.
I'm inviting you to my birthday. You can do my birthday cake for me. That's amazing. So you said mum loves baking and dad loves the barbecue. Was there any one particular person that you just went, oh, I just want to be like them?
Well, I've always looked up to Jamie Oliver, because I found that he's just so passionate about healthy, good food, and I really feel the same, that a lot of the food that people are eating now, it's very processed, just unnatural, and I think it's really important to be eating natural food, because that's what the body is.
That's what our body needs, isn't it?
Exactly.
And so when you go shopping for foods, are you very aware of that, of what you're purchasing?
Definitely. I found that it's really important to not be buying all the processed foods.
Because convenience, everyone's just like, oh, it's just for convenience sake, I'm just going to go and buy that packaged food. But you are quite happy to go out into the markets and get your food.
Yeah. Mount Claremont markets were there every
Really?
Saturday.
Oh, there you go. I might have to come with you and you can fill my basket for me and show
Sounds
me
like a
everything.
plan.
That's fantastic. So MasterChef, Junior MasterChef, I should say. What inspired you to go on there?
Well, it was actually one of my friends. She applied for it, and she said, oh, there's this, do you remember MasterChef? Because there'd already been a season. I was like, yeah, I watch that all the time. And she says, I've just signed up for it. And I went, oh, wow. And I thought, I don't know, because I was making lots of sweets, and I was helping out with dinners, and making some dinners for the family.
Let me guess, you were thinking, am I good enough?
Exactly, because I saw the people up there and they all looked very confident, and I wasn't too sure, but I thought, I'm just going to give it a go. I didn't even tell mum and dad, because I didn't think I'd get in. And then, when we got the letter back, then I'd sort of told them a couple of days after I signed up, and it sort of passed by, because, we weren't expecting anything, then we found out, and then...
Did you have to audition or anything for it?
Yeah, so originally I sent in an online application,
right,
and then we got an email back saying you're into the first round of auditions.
Wow.
And so I had to go in and bring a dish in, and then present it and be put in front of a camera for the first time. And so I was so nervous. I was beside myself when I
Because
first
cameras
went
can
in
be pretty daunting, can't they?
Definitely. They're so big and black, and I thought, oh my gosh. But I went in there and I used my big voice, and well, it got me through.
That's awesome. What did Mum and Dad think though when you got into it?
Well, when I got into the audition, it was very exciting. But as I said, I really wasn't expecting to get in. It was more a bit of an adventure, and it was very exciting. But yeah, I didn't think anything would come of it.
You know, what interests me there is you talking about the fact that you had this self-doubt and you're thinking to yourself, am I really good enough? Am I as good enough as the people that I'm seeing on television? Now, I know from the workshops that I run and the people that I work with, people have self-doubt about the way they look, their body image, their self-esteem. We question everything because we see social media, we see television, we think we're not good enough. But you've pushed through that to say, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and do this. What sort of thoughts were you having that made you do that?
Well, although there was the initial self-doubt, I felt that if they can do it, I can do it, because I looked at it and I assessed the situation and I said, they are just, they're just 11-year-olds just like me, and they, I can, if I practice cooking hard enough, I'm sure I can get the knack of it like that.
I love that, and it's so true, because we're all human beings with 2 eyes and ears,
Exactly.
and we all have different passions and we have different strengths and weaknesses. You had a real love and passion for cooking, and that probably pushed you a little bit because you thought,
Definitely.
I love doing it, so it's not going to be a hardship if I get in. But I think I'm also getting the impression from you, you also have that sense of, if I make it, fantastic. If I don't, I'm just going to love the experience.
Exactly.
And I think that's what life's about, is that journey, and you make choices along the way, and you found through making the choices that you did that something amazing happened for you towards the end.
Definitely, yeah.
Oh, that is so exciting. Now, I've got to ask, I watch these shows and it looks like there's so much pressure and stress and people are yelling instructions, and even me watching it, I'm going, oh my goodness, okay. How did you find that?
For the first episode, I did find it was completely overwhelming because I didn't realise how up close and personal these camera people got, and they've all got almost Transformer-like jackets on with huge big cameras, and they zoom in onto you whisking up your cream, and it was very intimidating. But then I realised I've got 50 minutes, I need to make this dish, I've got to get on with it, I really just have to nail this.
So I guess you focused. You took your mind away from what was happening there and said, right, I've got to focus. My focus right now is this, and you managed. That's amazing, especially for the age you were. For an 11-year-old to just say, okay, I'm going to put everything else aside and I'm going to focus. But it got you through.
Yeah, it did. And I found with every challenge, when I got flustered, when I got worried, it was all about just stepping back, thinking, what do I need to do, laying it all out, and then getting onto it.
Wow, that's fantastic. I wish I had that focus in the kitchen. My daughters would be really impressed if I cooked what you cook. That's amazing. You have to give me some lessons. But there must have been times that it must have felt just really difficult. Did you have times like that?
I did. There was just some days when things did not go my way. And I found that even though sometimes it wasn't my fault, as in, maybe, for example, the freezer broke down and I had a bomb Alaska to make. I was so excited because it was my first big dessert on MasterChef, and everything just went completely wrong. But I managed to salvage a fair bit of the dish, and I didn't get any points for that one, but I felt like I did myself proud in the end. So
I love that. So something turned in, it was a disaster.
It was
basically a disaster, and you could have, and it's natural human instinct to want to just fall apart. I've had days like that. You want to fall apart, but you know you can't, and you would have had to use. And I say to people, it's that positive self-talk, because you didn't have mum standing next to you saying it's okay, you'll be all right. You had to do that on your own. So what sort of things were you saying to yourself as you're going through that?
Well, I was saying, as I've said before, I was thinking things have gone wrong, but you do really need to put up a dish. you're not going to be able to present your original dish, but you are going to present up a dish that you're going to be proud of because you're on TV and you really better do something good.
No pressure.
I know.
Oh, good. No, I think that is absolutely amazing because there are so many adults who would struggle with that. And, you know, I'm watching other kitchen shows at the moment and you just watch the pressure getting to these adults. And you did this at 11. And I think what really inspired me about speaking to you, I was so excited, is at 11 years old, you've accomplished a really amazing thing. And kids deserve, I think, a lot more credit than what we often give kids. But the reality is you can do anything you want to if you put your mind to it.
I really, truly believe that. I found, although it was always one of those expressions when you're growing up and, you know, sort of reach for the stars and everything like that, I truly, truly believe that, and I think that really helped me throughout the way, that phrase.
I love that phrase. But I find as adults, what we often say to young people is to say, you can be anything you want to be, you know, reach for the stars, it's all good. But we forget to say there's a lot of hard work you have to do to get to those stars.
Yeah.
And what you've shown us is there was a lot of hard work. It's not all fun, is it?
Well, I found the whole experience absolutely amazing. I met so many friends.
Awesome.
I really improved my cooking skills, but there were some challenges because they were quite long days, and then when we got home we were up till quite late hours practicing, and then early mornings again, and I think I was very sleep deprived, but and that would have been the hardest part, but it was completely worth it.
Oh, that is so fantastic. Now, you've become a bit of a celebrity in your own right, and you've travelled to... Tell me some of the places you've travelled to.
Well, the show became quite popular in Asia, so I've been fortunate enough to travel to Hong Kong, to Singapore, and also to Indonesia.
Fantastic.
And also nationally, and I've just found it absolutely amazing. I've been doing some cooking demonstrations over there, and Yahoo doing some kids competitions and judging kids, and I just find that's amazing because I walk over and they'll say, "Hi Greta," and they know my name, and I just feel so privileged to be able to help them out, and they just making them happy.
Do you know, I love the fact that you've become a bit of a celebrity in your own right, but you are still one of the most grounded, beautiful people. I think you're so down to earth. You're so easy to talk to. Now, being a celebrity, it comes with a bit of responsibility, doesn't it? Because you do have a lot of followers, people watching you all the time, especially being so young. So what sort of responsibility do you think you have as a celebrity?
Well, I know I look up to celebrities, and I think it's really important for them, especially on social media, to keep a good image, because there's a lot of impressionable people out there looking up to them, and I think it's just really important that they do.
That is such a great point you make, because when I'm talking to young people about social media, particularly Facebook and Instagram, where we're uploading our photos and we're sharing so much of our private life, what people forget is once it's up there, it's there in the cyber world forever. And later on in life, when you're trying to get the job of your dreams and so forth, people are using that to look back and see what type of lifestyle you're living. So you've really got to think about your reputation and what you're putting out there. So the fact that you are so responsible already and have an awareness of that is fantastic. And it's great that you are role modelling to other people, particularly young people. And you're saying, you know what, you can have fun, you can be young, but you can also be responsible.
Exactly, and I think that's really, really important.
Yeah, I love that about you. And honestly, Greta, it has been an absolute pleasure to talk to you today.
Oh.
And I can't wait for you to cook for me. So I'm going to make sure, I'm going to hold you to that. But thank you.
After this, definitely.
After this, definitely. Lovely. I need that after that. Greta, thank you so much for coming today and speaking to us. And I know that you're going to have a big fan base after this afternoon.
Thank you so much, Di. Thank you for inviting me. I feel so lucky. Thank you.
Thanks, Greta.